Greetings from the Statewide Database. We are the official redistricting database for the state of California. Check out our website at statewidedatabase.org. In this video, we'll explore the contents of the election data page of our website. In redistricting, election data is used to assess compliance with federal and California voting rights acts. Our election data is provided by the elections offices in all 58 counties in California. After each statewide election, we process and publish election data so that it can be compared over time on the same unit of analysis. Let's take a closer look. Our election data page contains 4 types of election files: statement of vote files, voter registration files, precinct geography files, and data conversion files. In this video, we'll cover each of these file types, including what variables they contain and how you can use them together. Let's start with the voter registration files. After every statewide election, every elections office in California sends us a precinct-level voter registration file. We process this file to include the number of registered voters, party registration breakdown, and demographic data for registered voters in each registration precinct. The registration files also include the method through which voters cast their votes, for example, at a polling place or via a vote-by-mail ballot. In addition to the registration data, we also process and provide statement of vote data for each county. The statement of vote files are produced on the precinct level, and they report the way that voters in each precinct voted for the measures and contests on their ballots. So why are there 4 different kinds of precincts? Counties create 2 different kinds of precinct maps. The first is a registration precinct map. Counties record and report voter registration using these precincts, and the boundaries don't change much between elections. Then, when an election is approaching, counties will build up voting precincts by consolidating registration precincts together, building up the larger voting precincts that appear in the statement of vote. Looking back at our data files, you can see that statement of vote files are only available on voting precincts, while voter registration files are available on all precinct types, because registration precincts nest inside the larger voting precincts. Taking a closer look at the different types of precinct maps, you'll notice that there are 2 types of both the registration and voting precincts. The RG and SV precincts are the precincts that counties use when reporting voter registration and election results. The RR and SR precincts are geographic representations created by the statewide database. Counties will often draw multiple precincts covering the same area. For example, a county might split one voting precinct into 2 sub-precincts, one to hold votes cast at the polling place, and the other to hold vote-by-mail votes. But for redistricting, we need to see election data geographically, in combination with demographic data from the census. Our geographic RR and SR precincts hold the same registration and voting data as the county precincts, but with overlapping precincts merged together and with precinct boundaries adjusted to more closely match census geography. Finally, we also publish files with election and registration data allocated to census blocks. This is the same geography that the Census Bureau uses to publish redistricting data, and which is used in redistricting processes. If you have a file that you need to convert from one base geography to another, you can use the last file type on our election data page to do this, a conversion file. The base geography for a data file is the geographic area that each row represents, like a precinct or a census block. Since the precinct and census block geographies overlap and split each other, you can't just add blocks together to get a precinct-level file. Instead, you'll have to split the census data wherever a precinct line cuts through a census block, and then recombine these pieces into precincts. A conversion file will help you do this accurately, dividing population data proportionally based on the number of voters that are registered in each part of a block or precinct.